Welcome back to the Black Rasslin Podcast. No, Mimi did not go through a time warp or turn into somebody. We got a special guest in the building. Shouts out to Martie Bowser, Bowser not Mario on Twitter. Probably one of my favorite Twitter handles I've come across in the last couple of months. I want to say I saw Martie because of this article that she did. Piece to Essence magazine. I guess this dropped. This was like right before the Royal Rumble this year.
It's our February issue, so it hit stands like at the end of December, like after.
Okay.
I want to say like maybe Christmas Day or the day before Christmas.
Okay.
But as far as it going to digital, it went like the day or two before.
Got you.
So it was great timing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I saw images of the issue first. I definitely remember seeing it when it hit digital, just because as somebody who, I mean, as pro wrestling fans and people that follow like writing and pro wrestling, like whenever I see publications, drop on get the drop on stuff, it's always cool to follow along. So I mean, are you I want to put her on the Summer Jam screen. I'm sorry, Mary. This is tradition here. And piece of the chat.
We get with y'all.
Yeah, we'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Don't worry about it.
Shout out to y'all though.
Facts without y'all. Anyway, Martie, what's your pro wrestling story? You like a pro wrestling fan? Like,
I am. I've been a wrestling fan since I was a little girl. My grandma was a wrestling fan. There should be like a connection. Somebody needs to write a connection between like Southern grandmothers and their love for soap operas.
Yes. Yeah.
And how that translates into their love for wrestling. Because pretty much it's a soap opera, with men and draws pretty much. So
facts.
She was a WCW. She did not believe WWF until she saw The Rock, and that was pretty much it. But no, I've been a wrestling girl since like I'm talking like NWO, Filthy Animals, all that. So
wait,
because we can't speed by like there's a connection. The black grandmother specifically,
fact.
Right?
She was I'm in North Carolina, so she was
okay.
Her country, so. Anywhere Ric Flair was, my grandma was.
Going to the shows or just watching on TV?
She would go. I think she went to the shows when she was younger, like when just like the smaller ones. But watching on TV was a big thing, like Nitro, Saturday night. When they had like, she would never do the pay-per-views though. She wasn't going that far. She said, "I'm not giving them my money." No. But and then when WWF popped up, she was good. So this was for her. This article she would have been proud.
So we talk about rapper wrestler equivalents, right? Who is the Victor Newman of pro wrestling?
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Victor Newman like kept coming like Vic's still on TV. My pop still watch the stories.
You know what? Oh my gosh. Okay, look. I would say it might be I don't want to. Okay, do they have to still be an active wrestler?
Nah, shit. This is your answer. I don't.
Yeah, that's your answer.
I'm gonna give it to Triple H. Just because of how well Triple H has been able to assimilate into every storyline, every era, and even now outside of the ring, where it's like he's doing this great job with highlighting more wrestlers of color or like breaking in newer talent. You could tell that they finally have someone in charge who actually was in the ring themselves, so they know how to like incorporate talent correctly. You see him sitting behind his mother-in-law somewhere today talking about we'll have to dissect African-American studies classes and stuff, and he back there about choking on the water because you literally just ran you're running Black History Month stuff for every wrestler now, like
right.
So
yeah,
we'll give it to Triple H because like no matter heel or face, you always have some sort of respect for him somehow, some way, somewhere in there.
Facts. Marty, this is math. This is Marty.
Hi.
I'm sorry, Marty. My son was down here fucking up my setup, so it's shit all over the place. Look, my mic broke.
Broke.
Oh, so we established at the beginning of the interview that Marty doesn't like cuss words. So
we're playing.
That's not true though. It's not
oh,
true.
my bad. Shit.
You were
off the screen.
A to the okay. So you went WCW. It was The Rock that got you to watching WWF.
No, it was my Rock. It was The Rock that got my grandma
into it.
Yeah, I was already into it because they had like younger wrestlers, and it just seemed different. They actually had like, I guess, pieces of like mainstream culture at the time. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll get into this. But no, when she saw The Rock, I think that was her jump to where she believed it. Because when they did like the buyout, or when they were about to like, she's I'm just not watching it. I'm like,
she said, damn that.
I was like, but there's somebody new. You should see them.
That's not my stories. That's not my story.
No, it's not. No, I'm not going from God and Light to General Hospital. No, thank you. I'm not doing that.
Now,
go. What's the first memory of you seeing something that resembles yourself on a pro wrestling program?
Oh, it was definitely Jackie. It was definitely Jackie. It was
without shoes.
It was definitely Jackie. And I told her that when I got to talk to her. I'm like,
I was gonna say,
see, and then like from her, it kind of went into like, I remember was him Khan. I remember her on there for a while, and then it was just kind of like it went lull for a little bit, and then it kind of picked back up. But no, it was definitely Jackie, especially where they actually gave her a place in a story. She wasn't just a valet. She wasn't just like there. But definitely was Miss Jackie.
Well, I was going through, in preparing to talk to you today. I was scrolling through your portfolio site and your Instagram, and I mean, it took me back because you be on your grind. You be on that media junkie grind. You probably sit in that chair more often than people don't realize, just waiting to talk to people for 4 or 5 minutes. I know that life.
A lot of voices, and so yeah, pretty much.
So I don't want to say that like I can't imagine somebody. I imagine you probably still like, oh, I gotta talk to somebody, but like in the way you talk about Jackie, Miss Jacqueline, was it different talking to her for the article for Essence?
Oh yeah. Crazy enough, it's certain things that still get me. Like Miss Jackie, I'm not gonna lie. I cried when I finished all 4 of those interviews because one did something to me because my grandmother, but then also just because like that's something that's been connected to me since I was a little girl. So to actually be able to go back to that and see that it meant so much to people, and like for it to be one, it was my first print article for Essence, and I've had to order them because like every Barnes & Noble I go to, they're gone now, and maybe that's because of Shakari, which shout out to her, but I'm gonna they see me too. So, but and I wasn't expecting it to be a print article. I thought it was just gonna be another digital article. So I cried after each one of those, especially talking to like Bianca and Mercedes when we kind of rehashed like their WrestleMania match, and then talking to Jade and kind of on a personal level because she's my soror. So like I understood like just that connection with her. And then of course Miss Jackie was my last one. And just going and remembering like she was the one I used to watch with my grandmother. So no, those were definitely ones that kind of touched my heart. And it's been a couple of other ones like this weekend. Last week I was in Jamaica for Reggae month and finally got to interview Sprague Benz. And I just remember watching Shadas as a little girl. Don't know why I was sitting watching Shadas. But yeah, it just like certain things like you would, and I talked to some great, really cool people, but it's certain things I guess that like just touched me as an individual. So yeah, those 4 were definitely it.
You outside like that.
Yeah, Shada's got me though. The Marleys got me. So like, yeah.
You outside because you was in Indianapolis for the Rumble, right?
I was. That was okay. So I'll say.
Because he was there too. In the
I ain't seen you.
I was there with Visit Indianapolis. So I'm a travel writer by trade, pretty much.
Okay.
So like travel and culture and stuff like that and lifestyle. But so Visit Indianapolis had actually invited me there. So I was with them and their stuff. I didn't really get to do any of the press junkets because I was in Vegas like the week before. They literally got me there the night before the Rumble. Like I flew in at like 1:00 in the morning. So I didn't get to do any of the press junket stuff, which my heart hurts for that. But just seeing that live, that's why I was like, there's no way the emotion behind like Jay Uso seeing like 70,000 plus people screaming your name, you gotta cry. Like I'm crying with Miss Jackie just on the phone, so you gotta cry when you finally realize like your dream in front of those people. And I think that's the emotion people take away from wrestling when they say, "Oh, it's fake." It's fake. I'm like, "Yo, okay, we know that part," but it's something about like there's no difference between Jay feeling that to where you could say diminish that versus like what Jalen felt, Sunday, as far as like that's his, those are his things. So you can't take that away from somebody because that's something they worked all their life for, and his has been different because it's been in front of a camera the whole time. Jalen doesn't have to do media if he doesn't want to. If he wasn't who he was, he wouldn't do media, and he would still get a ring if he was on that team, So Jay is very much it. I kind of look at them like while people might not appreciate them the same way, you can't take someone's win away from them. And seeing that live was wild. For real.
The theme that keeps coming up in like a lot of stuff we talk about, right, is, finding your tribe, tribalism and all that, right? And not the bad part of it, but the positive part of tribalism is always finding the people that you can kind of have a similar reaction to. Shout out to the ladies from Lip Gloss and Ladders. I got a chance to, we went over to their party and kind of sat in a party with black people and watched Royal Rumble. Outside of grandma, right? Did you have friends younger that you was like, yo, did you see last night when the nigga jumped off the what you call?
Not real. Okay, I'll tell you, growing up, my family was in and out of it. Like my mom might watch it with me. They were a big Attitude Era people for some reason. And after that, it kind of lost its luster, but it was still, I would be watching it. Because I've always been a sports girl. So it was like wrestling and basketball and so, because that was just in our family. But I wore a Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt to like middle school one day. And like one of the guys was like, you watch wrestling? And we talked about it, but after then it just wasn't cool anymore. So I really didn't talk about it to anybody. But I want to say as I got older, I just didn't care because people would call me and they would hear it on the background and stuff like that. And then like working in media, because I did PR for like 13 years. And working in media and PR, I saw Black women in these spaces, like representing people. And again, I didn't care if anyone knew I watched it, but it wasn't something I went on the first date with and be like, so who was your favorite, like Royal Rumble winner? Nothing like that. But I talked about it. I never heard from it. But no, I think since putting out this article, honestly, I found that more and more, especially like my age, where I say we grew up on this. Like we've kind of, even when it's cool anymore.
Women? We're talking about women? Okay.
Yeah. There's two young ladies, their name escapes me right there, but they have a podcast like the Black Wrestling Girls. Their podcast is
Those Wrestling Girls.
Those Wrestling Girls?
Really dope. I believe all theirs. And there's a lady that followed me. I think her name is Stephanie.
Steph Hardy.
Hardy. Yeah, shout out Queen
all
Steph.
The homies. These are all the homies.
Yeah,
Facts,
and seeing them, and I'm like, oh, so there are my people. But even like my cousins now, when they saw the article, they were like, who would have known? Grandma hiding the remote from us and making us watch that. I'm like,
you sound like us. No, you sound like us. It's kind of it's funny how that's but it's also interesting because a lot of like, I want to say when we kind of started getting together in pod and however many moons ago, there was pockets of pods like, similar spaces, Black, hip hop culture, whatever you want to call it. And I think by the time like the pandemic hit, it was a rush of even more content creators coming in. So you coming in now at the top of 2025 and kind of being, but it's all that stuff is already set up. Like there are so many ill Black women in particular who are doing all types of stuff out there. Those Wrestling Girls, they're some of the ones that are really like kind of moving.
Yeah, they've been. I think I got hip to them like when I was still doing PR, because one of the young ladies who was on the podcast, she was a writer for Complex, and she covered one of my clients at the time. And then like we followed and we were talking, I saw that she was into wrestling and we would talk about it like in the DMs and stuff like that, but it never went to any further. But no, I don't think I ever hit it. It's just like you said, I never had anyone really to like fan out about with it for real. So it was just me on Friday nights watching SmackDown.
Damn you. What's your watch? What do you watch? Are you watching Raw, SmackDown? You watching AEW? Like
yeah. So I'll be honest. I'll probably within like the last year or so have gotten into the other promotions as far as like the AEWs and things like that, NXTs. But yeah, it's been a minute. I was the person that was happy they finally went to like Netflix and Hulu streaming and all that stuff, because I'm not good with keeping up with like showtimes. So I need that afterwards. But yeah, like I said, I travel a lot for work. So that's usually when I finally get to that hotel, it's going on. I'm watching maybe a month back and going up. So no, I'm an avid watcher, real. But I have gotten into the other promotions, but I actually like them because they remind me of like when the budget wasn't that big. I like that because when the budget's not that big, you get to do a lot more than what you do when you don't have as many sponsors, because you don't have a lot of people to answer to.
Right.
Oh, you talking about us?
Facts.
Yeah, when y'all start getting ESPN money, I'm not coming on here because y'all gonna have like suits and everything. No more
white women.
No.
What happened?
No,
wait a second, Marty. Brother man, tell me more about these white women.
He's stupid.
No more cussing.
No more cussing. That's the name of the episode right there. That's the name of the episode right there.
That's how y'all gonna let y'all got sponsored episode. No more cussing.
Yeah, right. Marty, legit question. You were talking about Jalen Hurts, his Super Bowl, and Jey Uso's Super Bowl. Right now, what would be your Super Bowl article or topic?
Oh, that's okay. I would say this. So, being raised in New Orleans before North Carolina, I just interviewed Manny Fresh for the Super Bowl, but I have a bigger article coming out with him for a print magazine, but in 2 months. So, and this is like a 3,000 word piece, but it's like him and all the hot boys and all that stuff.
You a lie.
I need to see this.
So yeah, working on my draft now. So y'all kind of got too much information, but yeah, that's.
Oh wow, exclusive. No. Piggyback off of that. Again, looking at the list of people you've been talking to. I'm sitting there watching you talk to Shabuzi. Yeah, like outside of wrestling, that like you got any favorite people or favorite interviews that you've gotten over the years?
Yeah,
that almost brought you to tears.
Here he go.
That almost brought me to tears. Yeah. Oh, it's been I'm trying to remember. It's been a couple of them. Shabuzi was fun though, because he was so humble when he dropped that, like, oh yeah, it was 4 or 5. Because I thought, oh, you were on there twice. He was like, yeah, it could have been 3, 4, 5. I'm like, son, what you talking about? He was good. He was great. Of course, Manny was awesome. Trying to walk myself. Okay, so this was one. It wasn't necessarily like a celebrity, but went to Auburn, New York, and a lot of people don't understand that is the chosen home place of Harriet Tubman. Like after she finished off the Underground Railroad, she retired in Auburn, New York, and like in the Cayuga County area, top. And so she has one or two living nieces, but 2 of them are by marriage, but one is a direct descendant. She actually still lives in the same. She lives beside the church where they buried, where Harriet's funeral was.
Wow.
And being able to spend a lot of time with her, like literally like go to a little bar, club, talk to her and stuff like that. And this woman is in her 90s, older than her 90s, and then go to Harriet's home, and then the actual people don't know Harriet actually was an entrepreneur too. So she had a rest home for soldiers of color built on her land, and it's like pristine. You can look inside of it, and it still has the furniture, everything like that. But touching that and knowing that was Harriet's home, and then speaking to her niece, that really did it. That like stuff like that. The celebrities are always dope. Like they're great when you get to actually talk to them on a personal level and kind of see that. But those things, like for me, especially with how like I write as a culture travel writer, I like people to walk away with stuff and kind of change your perspective. Like I tell people the coolest thing is see people arguing about my headlines online. I love it. Go for it. But stuff like that gets me because I know that possibly could affect somebody, you know, after that, you know, the celebrity's cool, the songs new, the movies new, the TV's new, TV shows new, but Harriet's legacy is going to be there for a minute. And especially now, trying to keep stuff like that alive, it means like the world to me.
That's that real history right there.
So the medium of like written word is interesting in 2025, right? Because everybody looks at headlines, like you say. Is there like a different energy you may put in a headline, and like how do you see people finding value in the written word in 2025?
Yeah, like I'll be honest with people, like I have it on my that little muckrake thing where like the internet kind of generates a portfolio for you. I don't cover politics, I don't cover religion, and I don't cover books because politics, we're not gonna agree. I guarantee you, I don't care what your stance is. I will find a reason to argue with you. Religion, same thing. And then books, because one, I don't have the time to read the whole thing. And two, books are so personal to the person. I don't want to be the person to tell you it was trash and then I blow your whole career. So I don't want that. But what do I get in my inbox? What do I get in my inbox? Books written by politicians about religion.
That's that reverse SEO,
yeah. But I definitely do put for me, I could tell when something's going to resonate with me different. And I also can tell when something's going to resonate, one, with the outlet that I write for, because I write for several different ones. So I know this audience is different from that audience. This audience is different from that audience. And so I've kind of learned those tones. But as far as like the whole spread, I think smart people are seeking good written media now because they know that might be the last thing to where it gets censored sometimes. You know, the television media, you know, and no shot, because I have a lot of friends in that space. They do have no cussing. You can't cuss. You will not.
Right.
Me, I might not can cuss in an article, but subscribe to that Substack and the words will be there because they can't so much, you know, hinder that or, you know, or something like this. So I think when I've always been a person where like I feel like I have a responsibility with you know, my words. That's actually one of the reasons why I got out of PR with music PR is because I felt like who I was working with, that didn't atone with what void I wanted to fill in those spaces. So working in media, I pretty much always choose stories, or I try to get stories to where I feel like they're filling a void. So even if it is speaking to a celebrity, like, yeah, we're going to speak about why you're here and this cool project you're working on, but how did we get here? Why is this important to you? What do you hope people walk away from it with? And stuff like that. So I think that's why written media is still important, especially Black written media is still important. It's like they're in the efforts to take away a lot of rights, and I hope people realize that and they aren't so focused on like, oh, the others. I'm like, yeah, it just means we next. Like, let them, they get them what way. So you're not special, you next. That's what it is. And so I hope people hold on to certain things and support, because you're going to want the news to come from somebody that can resonate with you versus someone who's just telling you, you know, their rhetoric. But so yeah, I think it has a space, and I hope people still appreciate it.
I can only echo the one thing that's been frustrating me, and I mean, I think local media in particular has kind of been, there's been efforts to kind of gut that in numerous ways. I think over the pandemic, I don't know if I could go two hands and count like credible Black outlets in general, let alone like there's a lot of blogs, and no shot to nobody out there, but there's so many. There's such a if you cut off like 3 or 4 Black websites tomorrow, it would be such a void. It would be such a void.
Yeah.
So I can't do nothing. I wish there was more. I wish I had some money to like really do, because no shade to nobody. There's more that could be done right now, and it's tough because it's I don't know who's going to be funding what really needs to be done right now. I don't want to go on a tangent. I'm sorry.
No, that's always a conversation.
Somebody call Byron Allen.
Nah, but the thing was, he was one of the ones that was gutting the weather people, because he owns the Weather Channel. So he said, "Oh, look, we're gonna take the local weather people out, and y'all can just watch the Weather Channel during that." And the people said, "No, I don't want Susie. I've been watching Susie do the weather for 40 years."
It's always a catch-22, or like it's double-edged sword, because you feel like where's the media that I can feel like I'm getting like truth from?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's something that resonates with me, but then it's like when you get connected to it, one, it gets snatched away, it gets changed, and you know that their hands are tied to an extent, because it's all a money game, ad game. But then also, so then it kind of leaves a person to where it's like, well, I just won't go look for anything. Like, I know so many people who are like, all they know are the social media blogs, because they don't go onto the internet anymore. Like, they don't log on to www. whatever anymore. So I was telling people with the little TikTok thing, I'm like, if by this time, if you are a TikTok creator, you made all this money, if you haven't found a way to like move those people to an email list, or move those people to something to where they can continue to access you on something that you own, you missed the point of social media. You missed the point of what you were supposed to do. You never put all your eggs in baskets into something that you don't own.
Right.
And a lot of them, that's why they were panicking. I'm like, well, I mean, not going to tell you what my price is, but if you want it, I'll run it.
If y'all been thinking about this a year or two ago, you could have been figuring this out.
We could do a rush price now, since you're scrambling. But yeah, they should have done that years ago.
Big facts.
Hey, cuz, get the PayPal money.
Get the PayPal money.
Don't worry.
We gotta figure it out. No, that's crazy. That's actually funny. North Carolina. I wanted to ask. You said you've been checking out some of the other promotions, not WWE, AEW. Are you up on Ashe Wrestling?
I am.
Nice.
I have not been able to go to a show. So I got put onto them, another outlet I write for, Black Wall Street Times. One of our journalists there, Ezekiel, he actually interviewed them and went to a couple, and I read it because, of course, just seeing like a wrestling, but then it was like all Black, and I went to the website and perused, and like I fell in love with it, just like the thought of it, just what they were doing. But no, I have not got to go to something live. I want to reach out to them and do something, with them or anything like that. But no, I think it's amazing. I really, really do. And I love it because it's so unapologetically Black. And it's
That's what they do.
I'm like, just do it. But no, it's an amazing promotion, for real.
You said how much that's gonna run us?
You wildin'. Shout out Steph Hardy in the chat. Peace to Steph Hardy, for real.
Don't worry.
Famous fam. Marty, we gotta get to the show.
Hold on, Marty. Hold on, Kat. Hold on. I got one question. This is the one question that I ask everybody. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, of course. My fault.
North Carolina is the place. You said, Cal?
Yes.
Marty, North Carolina is the place. Can you give us one place that if you are in North Carolina, you have to visit to get a good plate? Doesn't matter what.
Yeah.
I'm in Charlotte, which is like the city of North Carolina.
That's where we was at.
And I will say this, Charlotte has erased all of their history. Charlotte is so shiny, brand new, and chrome.
Oh, no.
All the culture here. But we do have some really good, especially good Black-owned restaurants. Like I think we had like 3 or 4 James Beard like people in Charlotte alone. So I would say Mertz is one that's a good soul food. It's been here for years.
What can you get from there?
They do soul food. They do everything.
What do you get from there?
Oh, what do I get? Oh, what did I get last time I went? I got greens. I want to say baked chicken. Crazy enough, I'm not a fried chicken person. Relax. But and yams, and then freshwater. Freshwater is a New Orleans restaurant. Is a Creole restaurant. Mm-hmm. Really good. They're the only people I trust with like they crawfish etouffee.
Okay.
And I judge.
Don't worry, we're there.
I judge a lot. But no, we have a good, and then we have a big like the STKs and State 48s and all that. We got a lot of those or something. A lot of those down here. We have a really good Mexican restaurants. We got one that's like amazing. Like literally, yeah, we have a lot of good Mexican restaurants. One like the Lombi, it used to be nothing, and then social media got a hold to it. She's done went and put an extra balcony on the back. I said, okay, Maria, girl, I see you. Oh. She's bump. I said, okay, but like keep the margaritas at $5.
I had no idea.
The overhead is up, but keep them at $5. But no, we have a good as far as like where you can say like, oh, like how like South Carolina, their claim to fame, especially low country South Carolina, you're gonna get seafood. Like Charleston area, you're gonna get seafood, you're gonna get authentic like Geechee food, Gullah food, everything like that.
Bull peanuts. Bull peanuts.
Bull peanuts is North Carolina.
Oh, that North Carolina?
Yeah, boiled peanuts is North Carolina racing. Because NASCAR is North Carolina. Damn. Oh. North Carolina owns NASCAR. Like that's where everything.
Did not know. Shout out.
The Flares and the Anharts next.
That was all down there. Damn. Mm-hmm.
Did not know. I had no idea.
I had the racing, and at some point y'all had the wrestling for a little. Like I mean, that's
shout out Ricky Steamboat.
Facts. Shit, shut up.
Oh yeah, he is here. I watched his biography one day. I was like, Ricky was a wild boy out here in these streets. they like to sell him as like Tom Zen. No, Ricky.
Don't throw that man out there like that. Don't do that.
I was gonna say on that note.
We don't know who.
Ricky was out here doing the things. I was like, Tom, I thought you was wax on, wax off. No.
Put your ones up in the chat, goddamn. Put your ones up for the GOAT. Put your ones up for the GOAT, Ricky Steamboat.
That's the original Steve, for real. Because Ricky was in the streets. I did not know that. I was like, oh, the Hearts of Charlotte.
This was in the AEW biography? I mean, the
yeah. I want to say it was like I watched parts of it on YouTube. It was like a scroll. I want to say it was his A&E biography, but I thought Ricky was a Karate Kid. I know Ricky was out here. I knew everybody else was kind of like on the thing, but no, I did not know Steamboat was.
I didn't realize. I genuinely realized.
He's dragging.
Because I've always like he was kind of like before me, so I'm like, okay, he seems so zen and relaxed. Very much like I said, wax on, wax off. Since that, no, Ricky was raising hell in these streets. Him and Flair was running around Charlotte like kid and play.
Twice on Sundays. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Like,
hey, sweetheart, you ever see me go 1 hour Broadway?
And still out here signing autographs. I'm like, Ricky, home, child.
You gotta do what. Hey, I don't know. No, I don't know. Marty, thank you. That was amazing. So much. But before you get out of here, let the people know where they can find you specifically. Whatever links you want to throw out to them.
Yeah. So, like on Twitter, I'm Bowser No Mario, and that's my only fun social handle. Everything else is Martie Bowser because I need the white people to find me for a check.
I understand. 100%.
That exact part.
There you go.
Yeah, right there.
Go in the chat. Go follow her. Go. No more cussing. No, you go follow Marty. Bring her into the community even more. Embrace her. Because that's what it is. We all got to sit together. Marty, thank you.
Yes.
Don't be a stranger. We gonna be contacting you.
Please. I'm working on something with somebody that I left out of that article that broke my heart.
Okay.
And I think y'all know who I'm talking about.
Okay. Something about Orlando? Something about Orlando?
She's an Illuminous person.
Okay.
And
I'm with it.
Her there just because it's you know how editorial space goes, but working on something that I would love to, when it is out, I'll let y'all know. But
please do.
That broke my heart, but now it's put back together as of today. So
there you go.
That's what's happening. Keep killing.
Facts. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.